Welcome to 5 Minute Alternative Histories. This is a series of short videos based on stories published in books about alternative history. Alternative history asks questions that drive you to dive deeper into the questions why things happened the way they did. It's a great way to have fun while learning history. So please don't get too upset about this. You're just having a bit of fun. In this story, we explore the way the Caucasus oil fields might have been captured intact by the Germans in World War II and find out why this didn't happen. And this story will be Wings Over the Caucasus, which is by Paddy Griffith, who's a very famous wargamer who worked for the Staff College for a while. In this video, we'll be talking about Operation Mercury, Operation Leonardo, and then we'll talk about what really happened. So the story begins with Operation Mercury, the invasion of Crete. And the premise is that General Student is told by his commander, Alexander Law, that he has to concentrate all these forces around the airfield at Malimi and create a Schwerpunkt so that they can achieve maximum effectiveness in defeating the British there. So another thing that happens is that Student decides to attack as soon as he can, and that means he does it 4 days earlier than the British expected. This also means that he doesn't have any gliders, but he does have enough paratroopers. The reason why it's important he doesn't have any gliders is because many of the deaths were in the glider-borne troops. So the attack using this plan is quite successful, and the airfield defences are swamped, and although the New Zealanders fight bravely, they are overwhelmed by the afternoon of the 16th of the airfield is in German hands by the evening, and an overnight counterattack by the New Zealanders is beaten off, and in the morning reinforcements pour in, and at the end of the 17th, 2 divisions have landed. The problem was that the British commander felt that there was going to be a sea landing, and he kept his troops back so that when there was a counterattack, not sufficient troops were involved, and there was also the orders came in too late for it as well, so that they were still attacking when dawn came, and the aircraft were able to attack the counterattackers. And troops of the German 141st Mountain Regiment did get to a section of road between Suda and Chania, but were beaten back by an Anzac bayonet charge. By the 19th of May, the gliders had started arriving. The 7th Flieger Division, the 5th and 6th Mounted Divisions pushed south and west, and under constant air attack, the defenders retreated towards the ports on the southern side of the island. The effects on especially poorly trained troops of air attacks cannot be underestimated. Fighter bombers began to land on the airfield, considerably increasing the number of sorties being flown. A fierce battle developed around Retimo. The Germans penetrated the defensive cordon around the town, seizing some important buildings and reaching the docks, but the garrison counterattacked and recaptured them. On the night of May 22nd, an attempt to land Axis forces by sea was thwarted by a British force of cruisers and destroyers, despite the heroic efforts of an Italian torpedo boat. The Allies, nevertheless, began an evacuation from the southern ports and landed commanders there to keep the ports open. Near Heraklion, a southern and strong counterattack along the coast road was attempted by Greek and British troops, but after initial success they were forced to halt by fierce air attacks and taken in flank by German mountain troops advancing from the mountains to the south. 3,000 Italian troops with L3 tankettes arrived by sea from Rhodes on the northern side of the island on May the 23rd. The rest of the island fell by the 31st of May.